Hey ninjas, welcome to the show. Guess what? Pastors were gathered all over the nation, and they were debriefed by government and intelligence officials about the upcoming alien invasion. Is it a deception? Is it real? Probably a deception. We're going to talk about it.
And the U.S. Navy is strapping bombs to dolphins, ladies and gentlemen. They've been doing it since Vietnam. It's a wild ride.
Last week we talked about Russian cryptids. This week we're talking about Alaska and Appalachia, and there's more connections than you can even imagine. It's going to be nuts.
And unless you're trapped in a double inception deception. This podcast is brought to you and powered by Sunday Cool. So watch this or listen.
A double inception deception.
Oh, that's what she said.
A double inception deception.
Yeah.
A double inception deception.
That sounds like a
Ding
spell.
dum 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 ding dum dum. A double inception deception.
Really quick, if you could put any kind of AI crazy image underneath a picture of a t-shirt for a transition to the next segment, like what would be there?
Nessie.
What's Nessie doing?
Vladimir Putin's wearing the shirt on Nessie.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You'll see.
Andrew's getting me snacks every episode.
That's very nice.
Maybe you
That's
want
so
something.
generous.
Money, perhaps?
Honey,
It's trying to bribe you or something?
It's a cool jacket.
praise. You think?
We bought that for the 80s video, didn't we?
A fan sent us that a long time
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah.
We used it for the 80s video.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I have to wear a jacket because it's flipping cold in here.
It is cold. I just told you, I had to leave the office because I couldn't focus. My
It's
legs
so
were
cold.
too cold, and I was like, I will work from home. I can't do this right now. I'm going to bring in a blanket.
What personality type exists where there's one person in the room that likes this temperature and they win the temperature gauge? What personality type is that?
So a control freak who gets their own way.
That's me.
No, I like it cold.
Andrew, you're too cold.
My thing is, if you're cold,
What's it with the
we can get warm. You can get warm in here. We got sweaters, Sunday Cool Prince blankets. We can get warm. If you're hot, you can't get cold unless you get a bucket of ice to put your feet in.
truth?
And then that's just uncomfortable. Then you got wet, cold feet. And we know what happens when you get cold feet.
What happens?
You leave them at the altar.
Yeah.
Families are ruined.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of leaving people at the altar. Pride and Prejudice.
Remind me, what's that one?
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking. Go.
I just learned this. It's so gossipy, though. It's like almost not worth talking about. And I also don't know if it's true. Rosamund Pike, it plays Jane
Yeah.
Bennett.
Her sister.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the most beautiful woman in the entire world.
No.
Well,
She plays Jane Bennett.
mhm.
Get this. Before they started filming this movie, she and Bingley, the actor that plays Bingley, who she marries in
The
Pride and
redhead?
Prejudice,
Okay.
Yeah. Were engaged to one another.
Wow.
And apparently she made the save the date invitations and like didn't run them past him. And it was like a cheeky picture of them in the tub or something, just like a silly picture.
Yeah.
And he was so embarrassed that he called off the wedding, like, and ghosted her.
What?
And then they never resolve. And then they go to film Pride and Prejudice together as each other's love interests.
That's rough. That's crazy.
That's actually nuts.
Is it true? I don't know. I just saw someone talking about it. But I'm like,
What are you talking about?
that is the craziest story in the world. Also, breaking up with Rosamund Pike. What?
yeah.
Yeah, nuts.
You
I
fumbled the
would.
bag.
I would.
Why?
Because you.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, nice.
Lily, I know
Never
you're-
break up with her.
Yeah.
I know you feel like you're behind on your knitting project, but you gotta eat the mic.
I can move like this.
There you go.
Speaking of knitting and being cold, shout out to Ashley and Lindsay, who are literally building my t-shirt blanket right now.
I did mess up.
Incredible people. Guess what? Guess who's not going to mess up? Lindsay and Ashley. Thank you so much to everyone who emailed me. I had like 60 people
That's so cool.
email me about this t-shirt goal. And I'm saving all y'all's emails, and I appreciate everyone that reached out because I'm going to have more t-shirts later on, and I may reach out to you. But I had to pick 2 people because I had so many shirts, and man, it's going to be awesome. I have a lady, Ashley. She lives in the bush in Alaska.
Got a story for her today.
Things are like get shipped by like planes up there.
That's so
Takes
cool.
forever. It's gonna be dope. Can't wait.
That is so cool.
Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate you.
Also, shout out to everyone that comments
What?
on this video, this podcast episode.
Yes.
Because we are choosing one winner a week, people, to send some ninja merch to. And we got some new ninja merch in the works, so you might get some new stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, if you comment, like, share, make sure you're subscribed. It helps out a ton.
And it's not like just a sticker. I'm sending this out personally, and I'm telling you, it could be a hat and a shirt and socks. It could be stickers. It could be literally a whole mess of things. I'm getting messages from people back. They're like, hey, I got my swag. Thank you so much. Just for commenting. This is great. So what do they have to comment?
Something nice.
Something nice about who?
Me.
You got spoiled.
Yeah.
We've been doubling up on Will.
Give it to Andrew.
Give it to Andrew. He just didn't you just have
have a
a
baby?
I did just have a kid.
Oh my gosh. Give
He's
it up for Andrew.
healthy baby boy.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait till Noah's like 12 and we're still doing this.
Dude, he's doing good. He had a gnarly regression last night, though. We were getting 4 or 5 hours, and then about 2.5, 3 hours in, he just lost it. Like, Paige was like, what did you... I was changing him. She's like, what did you do to him? I was like, I promise you nothing. Just screaming.
I pinched him. You have to pinch him before you change the diaper, right?
Oh, is that the hack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, get him allergy tested. Our dear Zoe Love is severely allergic to eggs, and she's getting an EpiPen for a baby.
That's scary.
Whoa.
Eggs.
Our dear Zoe
Eggs
Love.
are in so much.
I know.
That's wild.
And if Jamie eats eggs, then Zoe eats eggs.
Oof. Man.
Yeah, he's been good. He was just on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a baby.
That's
being
not
a baby.
excellent at all.
Nice.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make a joke right there.
I went to the doctor yesterday.
Cracked her up. What's up? I went to the doctor yesterday. I can't stop.
This
Go.
podcast is scrambled.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, everyone.
You went to the
You're
doctor
good. Your turn.
yesterday.
I was trying to think of an egg pun.
Oh, God.
And I asked him. My doctor's so funny. He's just like so nonchalant. He's
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, your cholesterol is looking good." He's like, "Doing great. Any questions?" I'm like, "I've never asked you, but I've been peeing so much ever since a child. I pee so much,
Yeah.
like a crazy amount." He's like, "You get up in the middle of the night to pee?" I'm like, "Every night."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, well we can just write you a prescription that can help that." Like, it's been that easy?
What are you talking about? You've never talked to your doctor about this?
No, I mean, because I went through the whole thing with the urologist way back in the day, and they're like, "Sorry, bud, you're just gonna pee a lot for the rest of your life."
That's the first step, isn't it? The
Yeah.
first step, ChatGPT. Second step, doctor.
Yeah,
This is your own fault. You've been putting yourself through pain, bro.
I know. Well, we're gonna see how it works. He's like, side effects are dry mouth and constipation. I said, "I'll take it."
Let's
It's a
Google.
trade-off.
That sounds like
Yeah.
2 fixes, though.
We're going to
I
do a
know.
little bit more Googling before we say yes.
So you've had it
I
ever
already
since
said
you've
yes.
had a baby, correct? Yeah. Maybe it stretched out urethra.
Dude, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
So much stuff. Tease
Crazy
it,
stuff.
tease it.
Aliens,
Kamikaze dolphins.
pastors talking about aliens.
Ooh.
Cruise
See,
ships.
I'm completely
Cruise
out of the loop
ships.
on that. Ooh, yes.
Well, here's the thing, too, guys. We're 2 weeks ahead, so everything we talk about
Is right now.
is right. It's happening right now. So we apologize, and we know some of you don't like it, but it'll just be a little refresher. And it's like you're looking into a time machine and seeing us experience it now. And in 2 weeks, the world could be different.
Yeah, you're looking at us now. You're like, oh, you silly boys. You were completely off.
You get to
But
be like a time traveler.
No, like I think the problem is people are addicted to their phones and they're getting all of their information from a ton of different places. We're trying to provide a service so that you can come to us, get your news, and not be caught up in the hysteria. Get it a couple weeks
Oh,
later,
right.
let it calm down, and it'll
digest it.
Yeah.
Digest it.
Yeah, wasn't those last 2 weeks pretty crazy, guys?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. You're with ninjas or butterflies.
All your friends are losing it. You feel fine.
Yeah. Speaking
All
of
my
losing
friends
it,
are dead.
you want a song?
Sean?
We should like a song.
Hey, real quick,
Yes, I would.
mime yell at Andy.
Huh?
Mime yell at Andy.
Hey,
That's not a mime.
That's not a mime. Mime. That
I
would
can't
be
mime
scary.
because you have to really
Sure
yell.
you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure you can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Andy,
good
show him.
content.
Show him.
Josh, you're silly. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Song time. Song time.
Why are you taking pictures?
Why not?
Social media.
Oh,
We're a
content.
3-man team here. We ain't got like some interns in the back.
No, we're 4-man. She's gonna take pictures during the song.
Cool, I can do that.
There you go.
Trust me.
Just me.
Just me. Drops it immediately. All right. It's a long song.
When you're
so be
done with
careful.
that, you can just set it in the corner.
Set it on the food. It's 9 a.m. and we're doing our podcast. We're here to sing you a song. But something feels off, I'm not really sure. But singing right now feels wrong. We need something good and we need something better. Something that feels truer. So I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Today's question sent in by a viewer. Would you have a seat?
Yes.
Why don't you go have a seat?
Put down the camera.
What's going on?
Today's question sent in by a viewer.
Oh my gosh.
Lily, is being famous hard?
I can imagine for famous people, it has its pros and cons.
It's a yes or no. We know. You know how this goes. Is being famous hard?
For famous people,
Is
yes.
yes
famous?
or no? It's famous. Don't laugh, please. Please stop.
It's being famous hard.
Is being famous hard? Yes or no, Lil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, money, more
It's weird.
problems.
So you think you're famous, huh?
Seems kind of pretentious that you would just say that right out the gate. Like, just, yeah, it's hard.
I think you
What
need
about-
to focus on your answer.
What about you being famous is hard, Lil? What's hard about it?
For those who are famous.
No.
You just said,
you were famous.
we asked you the question, is being famous hard? And you said,
Yeah.
yes. You didn't hesitate.
There's no hesitation.
You didn't say, you didn't try to weasel your way out of the question. You said yes.
Do you really think of yourself that way?
No.
Oh, look at her putting her shades on.
Yeah, Miss Famous. You gotta hide from the paparazzi, I guess.
Miss Hollywood over here.
Yeah, what kind of person wears glasses inside?
As soon as she walks in here, she puts on a jacket that's not even hers. We told her, please don't wear that. She grabs it anyway, says, this is mine. I don't care what you say. Puts on her
Oh
glasses.
my goodness.
Steals Andrew's camera.
I told her it was too loud for the podcast, and she was like, "It'll be fine. Fix it in post."
That's sick.
That
She said,
never
that's not my
happened.
job. That's not my prob.
I know.
And I'm pretty sure there's a racial slur in there.
Well,
I couldn't tell if that's what she was doing. But
our goal is to not be famous. Our goal is to just have fun, spread the love of Jesus,
Make him famous.
make him famous.
I'm
Jesus
about it.
Christ.
increase,
I'm about
we
it.
decrease.
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
as long as
Then
you're
why are
up
you
there with
saying
him, right?
it's so hard to be famous?
I wasn't relating it to
I'm sorry.
myself.
You said yes. We asked you, is it hard being famous? You said yes. That's exactly what you did.
I'm being empathetic to famous people. That's it.
I don't know
Would
if
you-
that is it.
Would you ever say that you're empathetic to yourself?
Yeah. I can
Okay,
be
so then
empathetic.
you
Oh,
just boom
wow.
right there. That's
Wow.
exactly what you just said.
All right, guys. Well, I guess you're here first. I don't know what's happening.
Lily's too good for us.
Lily's
She's too good for you.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna go start her own podcast.
No.
That's what the rumors are saying.
Well, guys, I guess the next couple episodes you'll know if she's gonna be a part of this podcast or not.
I guess so.
Welcome to the show.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations.
I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
The funny thing is, I might not be a part
I
of
know,
the next few
that's the-
episodes.
That's
the joke.
That's the
Okay.
joke, Lil.
I see.
And then we should pretend we should make another podcast.
Oh, that's so funny. Maybe one day I would do another podcast, but I would do it about mom stuff and lady stuff.
Ew.
And gossip stuff and ew, gross. And movies, gossip.
You guys need to do another show too, for real. I've been on Josh about making a kids show.
We'll do it.
Would you guys like that? If we did a kids show?
A lot of people. We used to do a thing for it was a grow curriculum, and I did my Carl character, A lot of kids loved it. So we're
Yeah.
thinking of doing
It was
like a kids Carl podcast. It'd be like a 15-minute episode thing.
I literally did the Bible class last week at my girls' co-op.
What just
and
happened to him?
And they watch Grow TV, and they freaked out when you called. They freaked out when I showed
They're
up.
very, very silent.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what happens most of the time. They were excited though. They asked a ton
Yeah.
of questions.
And
What happened?
I don't know. He just left. It's okay. Well, he'll come back. He always comes back, right?
What are you looking at your phone for?
I got a text. I wondered if it was him saying emergency, emergency.
I doubt he would text you.
In our Ninja Clan chat, not just me.
There's no way he would text you. You're too famous.
Talking about this kid show, I foresee it being very silly, but we could do something like a Bible verse. Maybe we talk to an actual teacher, like your mom or something, and get ideas about what to say on the show. And then maybe we do like a periodic table segment.
It's a hard turn,
Where you guys go through all the elements of the periodic table. Each
Zinc.
episode you cover one.
but they're all wrong.
Yeah.
But there's props. And so it's like, here's uranium. And it's like Josh's hands melt off.
and it like turns into a skeleton.
And it's just green slime or something. Just very silly.
Yeah.
When you
definitely.
touch uranium, you see the future.
Dude,
Anyway, would you let your kids consume that?
I don't know what happened in the parking lot. I got a message that my alarm was going off. Went out there, turned mine off, and someone else's was going off too. So
See,
Hey,
Earthquake?
speaking of earthquakes,
bro, old earthquakes.
did you see, I mean, a couple weeks ago, there was like 4 or 7 earthquakes all around Area 51.
Really? No, I didn't see that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I
What's
think
going
they're
on
gonna-
there?
They got to be doing stuff underground, boring
For
it out.
sure. For sure.
So our neighbor just had fiber optic put in, and Paige said, I mean, they're just digging like a little tunnel, with that boring machine. But Paige said the whole house was just like violent. Like she was like, it sounds like a car's driving under our house right
Oh my
now.
goodness,
Wow.
wow.
But you think about, we're talking
Building underground cities.
the
That's
difference
gonna-
between, it's going to shake everything
Dude,
up.
your house is turning 100 years old next year.
I know.
You should throw a party.
Centennial.
I should.
A
Dude, what if we
100-year-old
did
party.
like the Bilbo thing? Like actually in the field?
Oh, that would be
a-
so
A
fun.
Shire party?
Um,
Show up in character. Who you going to be?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf.
Yeah, of course.
Chucks.
Yeah. I'll be an elf. I'll be a female elf.
Yeah, I don't.
Galadriel.
No, I dibs.
Too bad.
No, you're
I literally
Aragon.
said it first.
Aragon, yeah, my eyes are going to close together like this.
I don't. She says that, and I don't understand what. she means by
Aragon?
Vigo Morrison?
Aragorn.
that. Aragon.
Vigo Morrison or Morrison?
I don't know.
He's very handsome, but he's
She
his eyes
says
are close
his
together.
eyes are close together. I don't agree with that.
I've thought it my whole life.
Who in your family looks like Sid
Uh,
the Sloth to make you think that that's normal?
Wait, did I
He
say
looks
that?
pretty normal.
Yeah.
He
That's
looks
what I-
pretty
that's what I
normal.
said.
Not saying that people aren't normal that have eyes close together.
I'm not saying he's ugly.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying
I
his
could see
eyes
it.
are just
He's
very
just-
close together.
I think his eyes are normal, but I think he's just got a lot of space on the sides that make it look like they're closer.
He got them
Mm.
cheekbones.
Because
Big-
like
big head,
a lot of
little
people
eyes.
have like the square head where the eyes are like the edge of their face. I think he just has more room.
it also doesn't matter at all.
Did you
Then
see the
why'd you
pic?
bring
Apparently
it
it
up?
does. Apparently it
Why'd
does.
you bring it up?
Was it Mary or Pippin that he kissed in one of the like the celebratory scenes, but it wasn't scripted? Have you seen that clip?
That's
No.
so funny.
I'll pull it. Okay, remind me to go back to that. I'll pull it up while we're talking.
Imagine if you were like when you first met Lily, or like on your wedding day, you're like, by the way, your eyes are like really close together. But you're like, but it doesn't matter at all.
He said some pretty
Like that's
dumb
a
stuff while
crazy
we were
thing to say.
dating.
Me?
Yeah,
Say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
No, Aaron, you can't do that. You got to say something. You
No.
got to give us something.
One example.
Come on.
I can't say it.
Even he
Forget
wants-
it.
He wants to know.
No,
Yeah.
later.
Okay, yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Patreon.com
Hey,
/.
I'm afraid.
Whenever I bring it up to you, you're always like, I did not say that. And I'm like, you don't think I would remember you saying that?
You might have
She does
misremembered it.
not remember a lot of things, though.
Is there a possibility you could misremember something?
No,
Yes.
not in
Always.
this circumstance.
How can you be fully confident in anything?
When we are new dating, you're retaining everything.
You dated nude? What is that? Nude
New
dating?
New. You're new
Okay,
at dating.
got it.
Speaking of
Nude dating.
new dating,
Yeah.
let's get right into it.
What are we getting into, pal?
recently, and when this comes out, there might be some weird stuff happening. But recently, when we're filming this, there's apparently a group of pastors,
Oh boy.
Okay.
famous pastors, which I don't know any of them truly, but
Yeah. Do you have the names?
one of them is
This explains the blurry creatures post that I saw. I was
one
like,
of
I
them
don't
is Perry Stone,
know. Okay.
which apparently he's like these are all like TV pastors.
Got it.
This guy's like super end times.
Okay.
Perry Stone. Another guy, his name is Joseph Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know who the third guy is, but apparently these pastors were called by some government officials in the intelligence agencies. One of them being a Congressman Eric Burleson, and they were called and said there needs to be a meeting.
Hmm.
And so they flew to a location. I think they flew to like Colorado or something. They said, don't bring your cell phones.
Oh gosh. Typical.
We have a meeting that we need to talk with you guys.
Sweet.
This whole thing, let me just start off. It's weird.
Wacky?
It's fishy. It stinks of fishiness.
Like in what way? Like
I don't know.
We
PR
still haven't
thing?
given us any information.
I
Like,
know.
you're-
Let me-
like,
I'll-
I'm like, what are we talking about?
Because I'm just so, I don't want to present it like, guys, this is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, a bunch of pastors came together.
Okay.
And they were sat in a room. This congressman came out, or a video chat or something. And he's like, is everyone sitting down?
Oh gosh.
He said, are all the pastors in the room?
Okay.
Yes,
continue.
Congressman. We're all here.
Yes, sir.
And he said, the disclosure that is about to come out with these aliens, they are going to confirm non-human intelligence. They're going to basically present it that there's an alien race that has been living here a long time. And in fact, they are our creators.
Oh gosh.
Like Anunnaki kind of stuff?
No, like reptilian type of things.
Oh, okay.
They're creators. They created the Bible. They created Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Your goal, or not your goal, what I'm telling you to do is you need to prepare your congregations for this disclosure.
How? Any pointers on how?
Basically saying, like, I think they're hinting at that this is a deception
Oh, I see.
kind of thing. And so there's 3 pastors that I got videos of them talking about it,
I would love to hear it.
Oh, I've only seen the one
which the one of the guys heads close or the guy with the background.
background.
Yeah, that's the Pete guy or what his name is. Perry Stone.
Thank you for describing that in a way where you knew there's no way I remembered names.
I don't remember names either. Let me see that. Let me see that
It's not
cord.
plugged in. Hang on.
It is plugged in. I plugged it in.
Wait, so help me just like really nitpick what you said.
Yeah.
So this guy's like, prepare your congregation to understand that this is going to be a deception, or he's like, prepare your congregation to learn news that like their whole entire faith is being dismantled.
The deception, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of these, they're saying the people in the intelligence, which it seems to be a part of that group. And for the life of me, I can't remember their name. Tim Alberino talks a lot about them.
Yeah.
The 12 or something?
No, it's not the 12. It's
Describe it to me. I'll do some.
it's basically like an organization within the government.
The Clintons?
No, that they're Christians. It's like a group of Christian politicians that don't want the alien disclosure to come out.
Okay.
Um,
This is wild.
because Tim Burchett,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's like, when he was brought this news, they're like, we can't disclose this stuff because it's gonna ruin people's faith.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, it won't.
Yeah.
And weird stuff.
Yeah.
But here's one of them, and hopefully this doesn't get flagged, Andrew. If it does, because it has music under it. So we'll play this, and I'll play the other ones too. But just listen to this one first. We might have
Okay.
to cut this one out or mute.
We just add music on top of it.
Yeah.
Only a handful of pastors are invited to come to a private meeting with a group of men who are connected with the intelligence world that are believers, but are still have very high security clearance. These are legit, true men of God that are still connected to Washington and even this current administration and all branches of military. And they literally told us, we had a sitting congressman, a very well-known congressman from Missouri. He called into that meeting as well. That was just for pastors. And this is what he said. On speakerphone, this sitting powerful member of Congress said, "Are the pastors listening to me?" I'm getting chills right now because this happened to me. He said, "Are the pastors in the room listening to me?" And I said, "Yes, sir, we are here." And he said, "Listen to me. Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. The narrative that is coming, what they are going to say is going to be like nothing you can even imagine. They are preparing to tell us that they are from another dimension, that they are our creator, and that these beings, these aliens, whatever you want to call them, they were the ones that seeded us here. There is no such thing as God. Jesus was invented by them. The Bible was invented by them." And begin to just say, listen, prepare the people for what is coming because they're not ready. But he loved us so much. He made sure that he told us exactly the blueprint to study. He said, study the days of Noah. And if you can understand how Noah responded, that's how you're going to have to respond. And I believe what God is doing in the body of Christ right now is getting us ready because the world is going to have a lot of questions. The question for you is, are you going to be able to answer it?
Can you understand the weirdness of this? Like all this, why this just seems too obvious.
Yeah, it seems
way too obvious. Like this kind of stuff, I don't feel like, I could be so wrong, but I feel like if there's going to be a deception, it's a true deception.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, guys, there's a deception about to happen, so get ready. Because then now this is viral stuff. It's like
exactly.
But what if it's a deception-ception?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
What if
are
this
these
is
guys?
this is the 1-2 punch?
Because why would the government bring in these pastors knowing that they're going to go out?
Yeah.
There's something weird about it.
Discernment doesn't exist in the church like it should. The fact that certain politicians can say, "I am of the faith," and then act the way they do and be embraced by a large percentage of Christian culture, just kind of I'm not just talking boomers and Facebook. Like there's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and millennials too, with some of like musicians and stuff we can clearly see is fake, but like they're not catching on. So when you do things like this, you get pastors together who are making claims, and I don't know, this isn't an accusation against them, but it's like, let's just have a little discretion, a little discernment, and kind of like filter through some of this stuff because it doesn't feel right.
No, also, I want to say that these people in the government, whoever they are, this congressman, if they are like true followers of Christ and they knew of this horrendous, evil deception that's about to happen, say everything then.
Yeah.
You don't be like, guys, something's about to come out.
Yeah.
So just get ready. No, you'd be like, this is what's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because the kingdom of God matters way more than me going to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely.
And the qualifications that put them in the room, these are the pastors that need to be warned to be ready to prepare their congregations. If they have the qualifications to get in the room, they should already be like theologically and biblically equipped to handle something that comes out as discerning pastors. Like you don't need to be warned deception's coming. When deception happens, as a shepherd, you should be like, hey, there's a wolf. I don't need, someone from the wolf pack to come tell me the wolves are coming. I can see it.
Yeah, and I don't want to bash these pastors because I don't know who they are. And
that's my question.
Yeah.
Why these pastors?
Right.
Yeah.
Like obviously they have a following. They've, they teach and people probably love them. I don't know anything about them, so I can't say anything about them. But what's their audience? What's their demographic?
It seems like they're being set up. And I say that because this other pastor guy who has like a talk show or podcast or something, he said they gathered the pastors. They flew out from Tennessee to, I think it was Utah. Let me see. They flew out from Tennessee to Colorado Springs. And what was weird is that on their it was either on their flight there or back, all these pastors, they just so happened to say, look out the window. There's 6 UFOs.
No.
Shut the front door.
And so he shows the video of these UFOs, these orbs being all wacky outside his window. I'm like,
that's really suspect.
This seems like, okay, if you're going to convince these guys of anything, make it all secretive. Don't bring your phone.
Yeah.
Everyone get on this plane. We got an important meeting to talk about.
Yeah.
Also, here's these UFOs.
We talk about this disclosure coming out, this great deception. Prepare your congregations. All right, guys, you go home and just prepare your congregations. On your flight back, what? There's 6 UFOs outside the window?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's for them. It's like that's sealing the deal. Like if I was just like caught up in it, like because it seems like it was a fast moving thing, and then you were told this stuff by a congressman and these people in the intelligence agency. Flying back home and I see UFOs, I'd be like,
Yeah.
like you're really that's like a nail in the coffin.
Totally. And you look at that guy's reaction, and I'm not, once again, don't know him, so I'm not judging him, but he emphasized how many times that this dude was a powerful dude in the world of politics, right? Like he made sure that was an emphasis. If I'm trusting anybody, the last person on that list is a politician.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Like, so it's like, I mean, you have to take that with a grain of salt. You could say you're a Christian, but if you're a politician, a successful, powerful one, obviously I'm not in that world, but I don't know where the fruit is.
And before we judge them too hard too, like if I was pastoring and got invited and like felt like it was off, it's like, know your enemy. Like I'd still go. So just because someone, just
100%.
because someone like if it all does start looking fishy and you're like, dang, this dude I respected went, doesn't mean that dude is bought in. The dude might just be sussing something out. You know,
I'm not judging these pastors at all. I really think they're potentially part of another layer of deception.
Yeah, it's never that simple.
But what in my brain, how does that even work? Like, why would they tell them this? Like, is there another layer? Like, are they going to be like, is it the layer of that this is going to happen and they're going to fake like Jesus coming back?
Mm-hmm.
And so then the people are like, that's what it was. Who was it? Was it not Albert? There's somebody on Blurry. I believe he was from Egypt or something. He talked about, he believes that they're going to basically stage like an alien invasion. So there's going to be bad guys, the bad aliens, and then they're going to stage the good aliens, which would be part of like Jesus and stuff. Yeah. So could that be part of the deception? Like
the bad aliens are the Democrats, right?
Yeah.
They will register as Democratic.
Any liberal.
Yeah.
No, but could it be like, could they stage my brain is like running right now because
I love this subject.
Well, because it reminds me of our interview that we had with Bart.
Mm-hmm.
Coolest perspective, coolest conspiracy of his connection with these scientists going missing.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, what about the Malaysian flight that went missing years ago? And we're like, what about it? He's like, there's, 20-something scientists on it?
Yeah.
And he said these scientists were world renowned for their holographic technology.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Blue Book.
Yeah, like a connection with Project Blue Book, something like that. He's like, he believes that the planes were swapped out.
Yep.
And that those scientists were brought back to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all these, so you got these holographic dudes, and then you got these guys that are known in
propulsion,
anti-gravity. You could create a UFO.
Yeah.
And make it appear.
And it's like, it seems like it's setting the stage for.
And for fairness to him, he didn't say bring them back to the U.S. He just said they're collected and somewhere working on something.
I think he did say the U.S.
Did he really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what he was insinuating, and I think he said it.
I'm going to edit out my comment then.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, dude, I love this. This is great, and it's one of those things where, if it is legit, if it is a guy, I get the guy like saying, "Hey, I can't say everything."
Yeah, me too. I understand that.
But like, he just be ready, and I'm like, I appreciate that, whatever. But I also like maybe, and my mind goes, he probably didn't disclose certain things because he doesn't know how it's actually going to come out. Because if he releases too much or thing that didn't happen, like then it's like, okay, well now we can't even trust you. But once again, a politician is telling you this, and you can't take it as truth, as gospel.
Why are they the gatekeepers of
That's why I want to know why they got
exactly
picked. What's their target audience? Are they sold out? Are they, I mean, I don't know if this guy's Republican, Democrat, whatever, or if it's like a party thing, and so they're all sold out and they trust this guy, and it's like, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's very, very strange.
But yeah, I was saying, like, why are politicians the gatekeepers of
the unknown?
Like,
that should already turn you off.
Yeah.
Like that's what ticks me off. It's like, why, like, who gives you
Just
the
go
right
back
to know
in
all this
history
stuff?
and
Yeah.
look at all the false flags the United States and any other government, like for that matter, has done
Yep.
to deceive the people, to sway them in a certain direction. And it's like, so now they're the gatekeepers of an alien race?
Oh, dude, but it makes perfect sense why they would be the ones, because they can be, not speaking for every politician, but they have the propensity to be dishonest, to withhold information. And I think it's all because they want to control us, you know?
Oh, for sure.
And that's why these scientists are being silenced, because they're like, let me tell you about it. And it's like, nah, dude.
And controlling
Yeah.
us could also look like chaos.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, to play devil's advocate, I could understand why, as a believing congressperson, even if it was just like some information, like very little information, it's like things are coming out right now that could deceive the Christian population. And so be prepared and prepare your congregation so that they do not fall into these traps of aliens
Yeah.
being our overlord.
That's a good point.
I could understand why they would want to do that.
but why those pastors?
Why those pastors? I've never heard
Why?
of
Maybe he's friends with them.
Why make it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
But like, then go sit at their church or something. Send a message out yourself
Yeah.
to these people, and don't let the pastors be the secondhand news kind of guy.
Yeah.
Also,
Like,
don't
'cause it
know
makes
if
it
it
a lot
was
more
that.
doomy and gloomy.
I don't know if it was that congressman that I mentioned. I think people are speculating that it was that congressman.
So
maybe
it
they
wasn't
weren't named.
disclosed.
Yeah.
That makes sense why his name. Like if he dropped his name, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would also be curious what denomination each of these pastors belong to, if
Yeah,
it was one
I'm-
specific denomination.
I'm very curious. I mean, I'm gonna have to go look. I'm just gonna look online at their
Yeah.
sermons and stuff.
They're all
'cause it's-
Mormon.
Whoa!
Wait, Mormons were right the whole time?
LDS actually stands for look the sky.
That's quick.
So yeah, I don't know, man. It's
I-
weird.
I think the government is smart enough to leak information, kind of like it's like toxic relationship where like I'm going to tell you enough, but I know that I'm not going to give you so much to where you're going to feel the need to keep the bridge open. It's like if I told you everything, you could make your assessment and see where it goes, but it's like if you leak too much of what I've told you, you've lost your contact. So they can only trickle information out, but then it's like this toxic tap that's just dripping misinformation.
Yeah.
And it's also like it's kind of like the vibe of like, hey, I can't wait for you to come over tonight because I have something crazy to tell you about Melissa and Xavier. And then all day you're like, what could possibly be happening? And you're talking with all your friends. Like, so if he leaks out this tiny information, then it leaves the pastors, it leaves us to just speculate
Yeah.
and blow it out proportion. And maybe they're looking at that and saying, okay, what are people looking
And we're
at?
playing into it
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
It's just weird. I also would urge people,
Yeah.
you should go first go read scripture.
Yes.
Because that's the number one.
Pause right here.
But a good take on the UFO stuff is the Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future, Father Seraphim Rose.
Yeah.
Saint Seraphim Rose.
Yes, he was
Very
just
recently
canonized.
sainted. Yeah.
One day we'll be saints.
I mean
One day.
that would be we can. That's the thing. That's what I love about saying these saints. It's
There's
just
no
like
discrimination.
you can live your life to be I mean, we're all saints if we're true holy followers of Christ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And also-
aspire for recognition.
All saints were sinners.
But he has a whole chapter on UFOs and deception, and he goes back in history and back to like early church fathers who wrote about these deceptions that Satan can perform
Yeah. It's nothing
mainly
new.
in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wrote this in the 60s, right?
60s or 70s,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what's interesting about it is that he himself, Saint Seraphim Rose, was very influenced by New Age spiritualism in his youth and tried basically every religion, particularly Hinduism,
Mm-hmm.
and like would travel and see all these deities. And I think was it him or was it another book we were reading where he went to worship at one of the Hindu god spaces and then had
Sorry.
a spiritual, basically discern that it was evil. Anyway, he's warning us in the 60s about this new age spiritualism rising up in our country, and then you're reading it now and you see how these things have come to pass in our nation.
Yeah.
And how it's so ingrained.
How
and
it's
even
leaked
like
into our churches.
Pentecostalism, all this stuff.
Okay.
How
I'm gonna throw out a counterpoint just to mix it up a bit. But if this is a big like psyop and you need the church to like fully buy into this stuff, what a time to make it canon.
What do you mean?
Like you said he was like sanctified. or
Yeah.
whatever the word is. So
Yeah.
just throwing it out there, it affirms everything he said right as they're saying all this weird sky stuff's about to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Just throwing
Yeah.
that out there as someone who hasn't read
Weird
the stuff.
timing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
timing's weird.
Yeah, because he died in the 70s. And
When all of the weird occulty government stuff was also happening.
also canonized as a saint the same week that these pastors met with
Yeah.
this.
Wow, that's so funny.
That is interesting.
So what do you think the church's reaction should be? Because I saw that Blurry Creatures post and I had no idea the context. I was like, this is like, it seems super random, but now it makes total sense
Yeah.
about just like how churches should be reacting to this. Should pastors be mentioning this on?
Oh, for
churches, you
sure.
think?
I mean, I would start talking about deception,
Yeah.
like, and just saying like what deception has even looked like just through scripture,
Yeah.
And church history.
church history,
Yeah.
especially. Like, I mean, because I was even reading, I'm reading a book. It's St. Anthony the Great, which I talked about a week or two ago.
Yeah.
I'm reading his like biography kind of thing, but he like has some of his teachings in it.
Mhm.
This dude's nuts. Like he was living in the desert. There's at one point he was living alone with his door shut in the desert for 20 years straight.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody
And
would bring him bread like once a week.
Somebody,
right?
no, they would bring him
Jeez.
bread twice a year.
What?
And enough
Crazy.
bread, and he would just eat little morsels of it.
Yeah.
And these people came, and they're like begging to talk to Anthony the Great. And they would hear arguing, like people fighting. And they're like, what in the world? And they would look under the door. No one's in there. And they're like, these are demons. He's fighting demons right now.
Gosh.
And then he basically yelled out, he's like, why are you guys afraid of demons?
Yeah.
He said, they don't have power over us.
Yeah.
He said, we worship the living God
Mm-hmm.
who has power over. If anything, they have no authority to hurt us unless given the authority, like
True.
Job.
Yeah.
Given the authority by God.
Given the authority by God to test us and test our faith, like Job.
Mhm.
It's actually like if you're under demonic oppression, it's actually an honor.
Yeah, it
Like,
truly is.
Crazy.
Job was sought out.
Yeah.
I remember when we had that experience with the girl who was possessed at that camp, and I remember everyone was scared, and I was like, did she affect any of us, or was the devil trying to shut down what was happening?
Mhm.
I was like, which means there is a reality to the power that we have access to.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do we have to fear?
So
Yeah.
good.
There, and have you guys ever seen the movie Big Fish?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Love
so
it.
good. It's one of the best. I was watching that last night. Demi wanted to watch it, and the whole premise like of the movie at the very beginning. He meets this witch that has this eye that can show him how he dies, right? And that gives him the courage throughout his whole life, like to do these miraculous things because he knows how he dies. He knows he's an old man, and he's like, so it gave him confidence. And like I feel like that's the same thing. It's like we're told whether we die on this earth in a horrible or live a long life, whatever it may be. It's like we know how the story ends.
Yeah.
Like we got to do it. And so like it is an honor to go through trials and tribulations and be attacked by demons if that's
Yeah.
the case. If you're in
Count
the
it all
desert.
joy when you meet suffering of various kinds.
Yes.
Oh, my word, so good. That's my verse of the season, you guys. So
True
good.
that. But there was a chapter in there where he talked about demonic prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, demons, Satan cannot prophesy. They do not know the future. What they are, they're clever and they're very good guessers.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and that's why there's a lot of like hold these prophecies. Like if the prophecy is false, stone that prophet kind of thing. That was like all
Yeah.
throughout scripture. But he's like, he was giving examples and it was crazy. He's like, they'll come be as a person and they'll be like, the river is going to flood.
Mm-hmm.
He said they only know that because that demon was further up the river and saw that it was raining,
Yeah.
rushed back, and they make this prophecy. And so it's some of these prophecies are true
Mm-hmm.
to gain their trust in order to further deceive.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
the
So that-
listeners,
It's just
prophecy.
calculated predictions instead of prophecies.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Which
Yeah,
is why
for the
you have to
listeners
test.
only, prophecies was in quotes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you air quoted it, yeah.
And
But
But
it's-
test everything. Test everything in accordance to what we read in our Bibles and in prayer.
And that's where the pastors need to step up. It's like you don't have to focus on the aliens, but like look at scripture and like when letters were written to correct, theological issues, like look how it was handled in the church.
Yeah, and be like, instead of quoting like in the days of Noah, so it will be before my return,
Yeah.
quote like this is what Scripture says about deception.
Yeah.
You know, like let's start talking about that.
Everything needs to lead to the cross.
Because of course everyone knows that verse now. It'll be like
Yeah.
the days of Noah.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's prepare everyone to not be deceived. And don't be so focused on that. If you fully focus on living a life for Christ, blot out the world. The world doesn't matter. Live for the kingdom of God. I guarantee you will not be deceived.
Yeah. Don't fall
So
for
good.
you
You
won't
know?
fall for the tricks.
Yeah.
It's called discernment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Discern.
bro.
God will give you discernment.
Discern.
Discern.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Speaking of discernment, did you hear about that cruise where it has a pandemic that's going to wipe out the entire earth?
I did not.
Okay, I'll tell you more about it.
What's going on, guys? Andrew here. I want to tell you about our Patreon account. We go so far down the rabbit hole, you're never going to find your way out. There's stuff we can't even post on YouTube without it getting flagged. And all of that stuff exists at patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies. We got early released episodes. We got weekly bonus episodes, merch discounts, first access to merch like the shirt I'm wearing right here, and so much more. So if you want to go deeper with us, if you want to see what we can't post on YouTube, join our Patreon. It's a lot of fun. Merch discounts, Discord access, stuff I'm sure I'm forgetting about. Just go check it out. It's worth it. I promise you. Okay, love you. Bye.
Dude,
annual labor.
if this podcast ever goes under, please let's start a lawn service.
Oh, I'm in.
Can I just be the marketing guy?
Sure.
Okay.
You can be the leaf blower guy.
Yeah, that's pretty satisfying.
Wear the big backpack one.
I want the standing lawnmower.
Oh,
You see those guys?
yeah.
That's so cool.
Have you seen how much money that lawn services make in those like 55 and over like trailer park neighborhoods, like the nice ones? And like
I know they make a
Winter
lot.
Haven? I think it was like a couple $100 a month is what my grandma was paying for her lawn. But I'm talking, it's a strip between, and they're all cookie cutter. So literally, you have a guy edging, you got a guy running the mower through, and you get the whole freaking HOA. And
Dude.
so, like, I did the math. I forget how many. It was like
Yeah, if you can book a neighborhood,
that's because that's how it works. It's through
Yeah.
the HOA. So literally, I mean, you're raking in tens of thousands.
And that's like job security like crazy.
Yeah.
but
And
what a
it's
tough
fast.
business to get into. There's so many lawn services out there.
That's what I'm saying.
So
but,
what are you going to do to be
but-
different?
But our marketing would be crazy fun.
Maybe we do we get like super jacked and we just do the lawn in like our Speedos or something.
I figured that was where we were going anyway.
Yeah. We'll call it some like a play on word like Magic Mike's.
Like the lawn bronze. The lawn bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawn stars.
Lawn stars. yeah.
Lawn Johns.
Lawn Johns.
Lawn Johns. I'm John 1. I'm John 2.
John.
Those bow buns are ridiculous.
Do you what the bow bun?
Show pal.
Did she
Paul.
do they ship
I don't know.
Sophie's Kitchen?
That's got to be frozen, so I don't know.
I don't know.
If they do, everyone go to Sophie's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Google it. It's the greatest Filipino food I've ever had in my life.
Or if you're at Disney, make a little trip, get you a little something.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you that ice cream, that ube ice cream that they gave us,
It was phenomenal.
If I had to die tomorrow, and they're like, you have one treat,
Ube ice cream.
She's
that ube ice cream. Even in that small of a dish, I could have eat a whole gallon. But even in that one, I was blown away.
It's
she's the
another.
best.
It's another fun surprise later when you go poop and your poop is purple.
That is
Yeah.
fun. It's a fun surprise.
didn't have
We
that
should
experience.
have more fun surprises like that in the food industry.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Like, yeah, it's good food, but guess what? You're also gonna have fun taking it home later.
Yeah, dude. Like Superman ice cream. Like half the fun was your poop later.
Yeah, I've always said that.
Dude,
And
what if
Superman
there
ice
was-
cream is poop. By the way,
What if there's like Pop Rocks, but you didn't know, like they were delayed, so you didn't know when they were gonna pop?
it just pops in the water when you poop.
Speaking of pop rocks in your poop. Question
corner with Lily, where the questions are fresh on our mind.
I did not have a question, so I just texted Alan in the bathroom. I said, "Hurry! I need a question."
Should we call him right now?
Can I have a bite of
For
that?
clarity, who was in the bathroom?
I texted Alan while I was in the
Oh,
bathroom.
you were in the bathroom, not Alan.
Yes, you can have a bite.
Let me call him real quick, see if he answers.
He will. He just texted me. If he doesn't answer you, then there's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. How many of those I've eaten?
so good.
They do spam and eggs.
Hola.
Hey, babe, you're on the pod.
Hey, Alan.
Oh, how's it going, guy?
Hey.
Why does he sound like AI?
First of all, this is AI chatbot Ellen. Hey, listen, we need a question. It's question corner with Lily, and Lily came unprepared, so we need a question from you.
He sent me one.
It doesn't matter. It was his. I want to hear his voice say it.
Lily, what happened?
He sent me one. I have it right here.
But what
he
happened?
should
Why
ask
didn't you?
him.
Why did you come to the pod unprepared?
I was researching something else.
Right.
I was. I promise.
Okay,
I made
Lily,
big
I sent you. Wait, Lily, I sent you two. Which one are you trying to use?
I want to do the one of the video that you sent because the other one is dumb. We're Christians. We all know how we're going to answer it.
I still want to hear this one after.
Yeah.
But you give us
Okay,
you give us the good one, Alan.
Okay. The one that is in the video that I sent Lily, it goes like this. Ready?
Yeah.
So there's a magic coin. You have a coin. You can flip it once per day. That's it. What happens is if you flip it and it lands on heads, you get $1,000.
$10,000 is said.
$10,000. Okay.
Okay, $10,000. Big money out here. Hail. A llama spawns in your house. The only way to get rid of the llamas is to destroy the coin. How many times are you flipping this coin?
Oh man,
Dude, every day.
I got the yeah.
You then if you get tails, then you get a llama farm.
That's
instantly swap into a llama farm. Yeah.
Statistically, half the time. So let's go a month. So your 10 grand at 15 days is a lot of money.
It's true.
It's enough to buy some property.
Tails never fails though, so that's a lot of llamas.
That is a lot of llamas. I'm assuming this llama has never really been in captivity.
I would assume it's wild.
Okay,
I
so
assume all llamas are wild, right?
yeah, so you got to assume
Not all.
there's going to be some damage to your house,
To your property, right?
but 10 grand, easy fixed. Another 10 grand the next day.
buy
Buy
some property.
You're buying property at this point.
Get a petting llama zoo.
You can't
People love that.
sell the llamas though because you have to keep them. That's part of the
Yeah,
thing.
use them.
You can
Use
sell
them.
llama milk.
You can do what llama fur?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like
Wow.
yarn. We could sell it to yarn.
You can't destroy
This
them.
is a win, Alan. This is a win-win situation here, pal.
Wait, hold on. You guys are saying all of the ways that you can monetize parts of the llama.
Yeah.
Can you monetize the spit at all?
Ooh.
We know how you slobber and you salivate, dude. So we've heard this. I think that's where your mind goes.
Yeah.
I think it's like a
Spit.
circus.
Yeah, if this goes back to the other would you rather where you get like it turns to currency, you'd be rolling in the money.
I'm gonna say flip it forever.
Yeah, for once a day for the rest of my life.
Forever.
And then if you get tired of the llamas, if it's just too much to handle, then just figure out a way to destroy that coin.
Yeah, and then you have llama meat for years.
that in itself is going to be very difficult. You'd have to get a really hot fire, right?
Yeah, or just go to a volcano and cast it in.
Can you leave with the coin?
Sure.
I didn't know if the
Sure.
coin was bound to your home or something.
Of course not.
Does Lily think metal's indestructible?
All right.
I think
it'd be
destroying a coin would be pretty easy.
Yeah. It also depends on like what do you mean destroy, right?
If it was a wooden coin, it'd be super easy.
Basilisk thing.
All right, Alan, we love you so much. Thank you so much for the question.
For sure. Have a good one.
Hey, see you, Alan.
Congrats, man, on being a dad.
Dad,
Woo! Love you. Hey, Alan, can I tell you one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
His voice sounded so AI. That was so weird. Like there was a pause.
Yeah.
Hello.
My phone is crapping out. Look at this. It won't unlock.
Oh, there
Weird
you go.
stuff. Car going off. Phone breaking.
They're watching you.
Shut up about these pastors.
They're watching you.
All right, what was the other question?
Okay. He said it's a popular question. I've never heard it before. He said everyone in the world has to take a private vote by pressing a red or blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who press the red button survive. Which button would you press? And I'm like, obviously we're Christians. We would all push the blue button. We want everyone to survive. We would be self-sacrificial.
Yeah, that seems...
We're told the rules before? Or you just like are just buttons spawn in front of you and you're just like, I don't know, I'm gonna push it.
I
Is
think
it
you're
more of
told
like
the rules before.
Okay.
Then everyone would push the blue button.
Everyone needs to press the blue button.
Yeah.
But I guess people who are like maybe a little
Sadistic?
narcissistic
Yeah.
and fearful would
Bill
be like,
Gates.
if I press the red button, I'm surviving no matter what.
Is that the majority or minority, you think?
I would hope it's the minority.
Yeah.
I think it's a minority.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
would
still
hope so.
optimistic
Yeah.
about the condition of the world.
I'd
was-
get confused with the rules and accidentally hit the red one.
Yeah.
Daddy, no! Dang it!
Ada asked me in the car this morning, she said, do people still live in the jungle? And I was like, yeah, in some places. And she's like, where? I was like, oh boy, I don't know. And I'm like,
The Amazon.
that's what I told her, the Amazon. And I was like, Ada, you live in a very particular part of the world where we're one of the most advanced nations. But the world is very big
Mm-hmm.
and people live very differently everywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Amazon, did you see the 2 Marines who were canoeing?
No.
Dude, this was crazy. I can't show the clip, but the dude's filming himself and he's like bleeding out his leg and his arm. And he's like filming. Apparently they were like exploring a part of the Amazon, and I don't know if it was uncontacted or like minimal, but they claim, or it was pirates is what they said, like Amazon.
Pirates?
They called them pirates, but apparently
Told me.
they looked like an easy target, no weapons. They just had paddles, but they're literally 2 Marines from a different, I think it was Europe or somewhere else. Anyways, and he's like, I just got shot. He's like, I had to drown one of them. He was like, the rest of them fled, but apparently like they got lit up. I was like, how is this clip just chilling on the internet? You haven't seen this. I need to look
No,
into the full
crazy.
story.
Why
but
was
if-
his buddy filming it?
He's filming himself. He's like, I've been shot. He's like documenting what just happened.
Oh my
We
gosh.
just got attacked. And he was like, but you know, the story goes like they just looked like 2 dudes who didn't belong without weapons. And turns out they're like elite military.
Oh, that's so
Dang.
funny.
Whatever. And-
Dang.
That's
That's
scary.
funny.
I could do that too.
Wow.
Did I say funny?
You did.
I might say that's wild. My brain's not working.
That's so funny.
I was thinking about
Wow.
these chicks. Did you see the clip of the chicks that were swimming in the Amazon River? All the comments are like, I thought we as a collective decided that was an unswimmable body of
Yeah.
water.
I saw one person swimming. They like taken like an excursion. He was like in the Amazon, but it was like one of those, the pink dolphins, the very scary ones, that like the river dolphins. And she was just like, nope. And she's just instantly walking out, and then it pans over, and it's like the scariest dolphin in the world.
Oh my gosh.
It's like you think, oh, I'm going to go swim with the dolphins. It's going to be so cute. Terrifying.
Hey, hit us with that beat.
Hit us with what beat?
This beat.
Oh,
Oh.
this beat right here.
Andrew.
Gotta.
Real.
Andrew.
Gotta.
Real.
Andrew, show us.
Right now.
Right now.
Show us, please.
Good song, guys.
This is
Oh gosh.
this is a hard one. You've seen it?
Yeah.
It needs audio.
Here, toss me that chord, Andy. Or you do the chord.
I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this right now.
As someone who just had a filling breakout, this was hard for me
You had
to.
a filling breakout.
I did. I had a
Break out.
corner of my tooth cracked off when I had a rock in my rice.
A rock in your. Why'd you have a rock in your rice?
Didn't wash it good enough, apparently.
Why are you chewing your rice so hard that you broke a filling when you were chewing your rice? Because you got to be like doing this.
All I'm. Have you never bent down on something and been like, ow?
Not rice. Rice is a soft food. You're like this with rice.
I eat more. Okay.
Why you chew rice so hard?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh
no audio.
my goodness! Why is he doing that? Oh!
Why?
I have no idea what's going on.
What is
Drinking some of that
happening?
tree. There's better ways to do that.
I don't know
You
what
get a
that tree
rock,
did to
mister.
that guy.
He's trying to get stuff out of the tree,
Sure.
or
I
is
guess.
he sharpening his teeth?
I don't think that. Because at the end, he's like sucking on the tree.
He was
Oh.
blowing.
Blowing? It
Yeah.
looks like it's sucking.
This is crazy. That is why would he do that? Why would he do that?
I don't know.
That is no fun at all whatsoever.
Want to hear a really fast World War II story?
Yeah.
Cool. During World War II, Germans built a fake wooden airfield. Apparently, they were trying to seem like their operation was bigger than it was. They built hangars, planes, like the whole nine. So from the sky, it looked like, a military op. Apparently, the opposition, the RAF, which anyone know what that is? RAF? Royal Air Force, maybe?
Yes.
I think so. Knew about the secret project for months, let them build it, and then once they finally finished it, they dropped a wooden bomb on it. Yeah, there's a photo of the bomb.
That's awesome.
That was like,
That's
congrats on
amazing.
all your work.
Oh
We're
my
gonna
gosh,
very
that's
completely
so
troll it.
funny.
That's a gift.
They just did fun stuff back then.
They did.
Yeah.
Elite
War was
trolling.
fun back then.
You know what? Sure, there's some bad things, but at least they had some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of not having fun though,
Yeah.
the cruise.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Tell
what's
me
up?
about it. What's going on?
Obviously, by the time this comes out, it'll be a very different story.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not. There's this cruise that departed from Argentina.
Argentina.
And it was this. How many passengers were on it? Like 300 or something?
No, less than that, like 170.
Okay, 170 passengers. And it was basically like a world exploratory cruise. So they
Cool.
went to like islands off of Antarctica, and they're just basically cruising around the world.
Yeah.
And someone got on that ship that was carrying what is known as the Hantavirus.
Oh, Hunter.
Can I stop you right there? Do we know that they had it when they got on, or did they contract it while on board?
The news I saw is that they found the exact location in Argentina where they contracted it.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ground
Because
zero.
of rat poopy.
Hantavirus is a disease from rodents. And from what they're saying, the mortality rate of hantavirus is anywhere between 30 and 50%. 30 and 50% mortality rate.
Not good.
Nope.
Not good odds.
So,
Hunter for your rest of your life.
yeah.
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 That's bubonic plague style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they said it's very rare for hantavirus to be,
Shared.
you can't typically contract it from person to person. It's typically from the rodent.
Okay, so it stops usually with the person.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Okay, so it's a variation.
On this
It's
cruise,
adapting.
3 people died.
Oh my gosh!
And so what happened was they basically went to, I believe it was not the Canary Islands. No, they were going to go to the Canary Islands, but they stopped at an island off the coast of Africa because they're like, people are dying.
Yeah.
People are dying. And people are like, do not come to port. Do not come to port.
Mhm.
You guys are infected.
Mhm.
And there's one guy that's been posting social media stuff from this cruise.
One person.
One person, which is, it's weird.
The guy in the green shirt, right?
Yes. Yes.
I
So you saw that.
Yeah, I saw a short video. Looked
His
like he
name
was
is
reading
like
the script.
Jake or something, right? Yeah, it did look like he was reading a script,
He was
didn't it?
looking off reading and then kind of looking back at the camera. Yeah.
But then it's like, then he like was told that he can no longer release information or do interviews, stuff like that,
Weird.
which is weird.
Totally.
But-
Where's he? He's from Argentina?
No, he's from, I don't know, the U.S., I think. Right?
His name is Jake.
Yeah, U.S.
People in other countries can't be named Jake.
This is very rare, I feel like.
What about England? He was something. He's British or something.
Your
Okay.
name is William if you're from England.
Anyways, but these people are talking about like the news is really building up, but they're also like, don't freak out. Like,
Yeah.
it's very rare for people to contract this, but also if you get it, you'll die.
Don't freak out.
There's a half a
Also-
chance you will be dead.
Also, these countries are like, no, you can't put the boat here. But then they're like, okay, the Canary Islands, you can go there. And the Canary Islands are like, they said no.
Yeah, why us?
I'm sorry, no, you are not allowed to do that. And I think they ended up being able to go to Spain,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, undocked. And so people that were on it, they dispersed.
way,
They,
really?
They all flew home.
Aw,
But they
come
first
on.
brought the diseased ones, the ones that had the disease that had not died yet.
Yeah.
I think they brought them to Germany and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And like, I mean, these dudes are in like hazmat suits.
Yeah, good deal.
And it's like, well, if it's not that scary, what are we?
Well, it's probably like a new variation, like what.
Well,
Andy
that's what
was
they're saying. There's no cure for it.
Yeah, there's no cure. There's no vaccine. There's
so
nothing.
it's a coin flip whether you're going to die or not. There's
Yeah.
nothing we can do about it.
Right.
Oh,
and it
my
starts.
goodness.
The problem with sending these people all over the world is that it takes like 10 days to incubate. So you can have it and not know for like 10 days.
Yeah, it's dormant for a while.
And then it's like a pulmonary thing, and then you start throwing up, and basically your lungs fill with fluid.
So you're drowning to death.
You're drowning,
basically.
and you go into shock.
Oh my goodness.
And then you die.
That's not fun.
So this is not one that I'm particularly interested in catching.
Of all the viruses.
It's reminding me a lot of the movie Contagion. You remember that movie with what's your face? Your crush, Kate Winslet?
My crush?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got a lot of crushes. You were just telling me about.
Dude, you want to hear about case 1 and case 2? People who passed away?
Sure.
This is on the World Health Organization's website. Take it as you will.
Who?
Case 1, adult male developed symptoms of fever and headache and mild diarrhea on April 6th while on board the ship. April 11th, it developed to respiratory distress and they died on board the same day. No microbiological tests were performed. The body of the passenger was removed from the vessel to St. Helena, which is a British overseas territory, on the 24th. This is where it gets interesting. Case 2, an adult female who was in close contact with Case 1 went ashore at St. Helena on April 24th with gastrointestinal symptoms. She subsequently deteriorated during a flight to Johannesburg, South Africa on the 25th of April. She later died upon arrival at the emergency department on the 26th. On May 4th, the case was subsequently confirmed by PCR with hantavirus infection. Contact tracing for passengers on the flight has been initiated.
Yeah. Oh,
it's gone. It's spread, baby.
Dude, did you ever do that project in like the 4th grade where it's cholera in England and you have to trace back who had it first or like where it came from to stop the spread of disease? Fun, by the way. It's a lot like these murder mystery things where it's like, so you're like, who done it?
Yeah.
Who got everybody sick?
Interesting.
And it was the water was poisoned.
Ooh.
Because a rat fell in the water.
Oh, gross.
Took us like 2 weeks to get through this thing.
Here's a fun thing.
Yeah.
Talking about demons prophesying.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but go back.
No, this is still in the. Could you just
I'm listening.
just listen? There's someone on
Speak when
X that goes by Soothsayer.
Uh-huh.
Their handle is I am a soothsayer.
Okay.
They have 4 posts on their X account.
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Their 3rd post on X account they're all posted within 7 days in 2022. But his 3rd post posted June 11th, 2022. All he said was 2023, Corona ended. 2026, Hantavirus.
Shut up right now. When did he post that?
Again, 2022.
Oh, no.
So that's weird.
That is very strange. I'm looking up
Let's
on
see
Google
again.
Trends to see whenever
Oh, no.
Hantavirus started trending. That's weird.
Yeah, I hate that.
Uh,
Rats and ticks, dude.
Rats and ticks. But there's this one lady that Lily and I saw on TikTok, and she's under the impression that this is all a manufactured, scripted, new coronavirus thing with the way that they're setting up the platform.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the same one that connected the ICE detention centers with experimental.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
She's very articulate. She's a really good researcher, by the way. She should be, I mean, like, I think she's making a killing on her platforms, but like she should go into like law enforcement or something.
So yeah, what are we gonna do with that?
We'll just come up with a cure.
All right.
You think AI, I mean, I'm curious to know what AI is doing in the medical field.
Yeah.
Like, you think we could be solving a ton
They
of
probably
stuff.
already figured it out, but then you got Big
Yeah.
Pharma. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, you can't
Yeah.
post that stuff yet.
I
That
just
ma-
want
That's what makes you wonder.
I want you guys to know that I was at like the first half of the show really at peace. That was good. I am now Full panicked.
It's a deception, though. Your panic is a
scared.
deception.
I'm not scared for me. I'm scared for my girls.
You're
Janie-
raising warriors.
Janie has weak lungs. This is a lung disease.
Yep.
You're raising warriors.
But Janie has a strong spirit. I don't want her to hear this and think that I think she has weak lungs. She does have weak lungs.
She's going to listen to this 20 years from now. Well, I thought I had weak lungs.
Heck, Mom.
She becomes an ultra marathoner just to prove you wrong.
So are they setting the stage for another outbreak?
I don't think so.
That is a little. I mean, why wouldn't they though? Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't they like? Because COVID was just like mortality rate was very small.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, you know that right now the scientists are doing boop, 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 boop. With all the news lines going out, they're figuring out this Hantavirus cure.
Sure,
It's
but
just
is it
not been
going to be a?
important.
Is it going to be like another forced vaccination thing?
I might take this one.
Dude, we all got to get blow dart guns because if there's a rat infestation, it's gonna be fun.
We'll get really good at
Yeah.
slingshots.
Yeah.
I don't know where my slingshot went. You gave me a slingshot. I don't know where it went.
Dang.
Can't
Yeah,
find
right
it.
there.
I really want to get good at it now. It makes you wonder, like, if, you know, like, think of like the UFO, like the fake alien attack and stuff like that. It's like they released some type of virus out there.
Yeah, this
Like-
Hantavirus. It's not Hantavirus. It's
Hanta.
from another. It's from an
Oh.
asteroid,
Mm-hmm.
and the aliens are coming
Mhm.
to give us the cure.
Yep.
So take this injection,
All right.
Who is it?
Lily. No,
I don't want to catch this.
Lil. It's not real.
There are a few things that I would
All right,
inoculate against.
I got you.
Ebola. This.
I got you, Josh.
But they got to be tested.
Have you? Who was it
Vaccines
that
gotta be
just
tested?
just filed a patent with the use of frequency? 5G is the argument where they can actually biologically activate cells. I forget the owner of this patent.
Oh,
I looked into it. I just can't
Yeah.
remember who it is. I can insert it later. I'll just put it up on the screen. So basically what happens is these cells are carriers, and they figured out that you can use frequency to shed the exterior layer. So if you had something injected into you, they could activate it, biologically change your structure or something within your system by use of frequency. So you could be a carrier of this unknown thing. It is a protein. I looked it up. It's not the same spike protein that we had a few years ago. I'm trying to avoid buzzwords, but
the
like,
Hantavirus?
no.
No, I
There-
know, but
the other one that like shut everything down.
yeah, I know, but you're saying the Hantavirus has a protein or whatever.
Nope, I'm not talking about
okay.
Hantavirus at all. I'm just saying that the frequency with an injectable
I
biological
got you.
thing. So whether it's, you know, what's the tick one, whether it's ticks
Lyme?
or no, the other one, the one that does meat,
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
What-
called,
whatever-
It's a weird name.
whatever alpha-gal,
Yeah, alpha gal. Why?
whatever they're staging, because it's just easy to hate on that. But whatever they're staging, they now have the tech to where they can put something in you where the frequency sheds the outer layer. And so
Yeah.
literally dormant carriers can exist in your system. The patent has just been filed. And so that patent got filed. And then this is like such a trust me bro segment because I'm really forgetting everything. But then they released more patent information on AirPods and what they're able to do with them. Like they actually map like electrodes. This like literally it's better than having your brain hooked up
Oh my
with all
gosh.
the things, with all the sensors. The fact that they like the amount of intel that they take in, but a patent just got filed with them too. So they're literally tracking all your biometrics just by wearing AirPods now.
Ooh,
So-
creepy.
That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
said,
that
guys,
patent got filed.
AirPods are bad.
Apparently,
what I'm
like
saying.
wired headphones are like on the rise for the first time in like 10 years.
Yeah, did you?
I
I
use wired headphones.
I saw that segment and they're like, oh, because they're just everyone wants to be nostalgic. I said no, probably because people are like, I don't want to stuff a radioactive Bluetooth thing in my brain.
Yeah.
Dude, I said the other day, or it's always been said that the guy that invented Bluetooth doesn't even use Bluetooth headphones. And all these comments were like, that's false. That's not true. Bluetooth doesn't do anything to you. It's like, what do you think it's doing, though?
Mhm.
It's literally stuff passing through your noggin, dude. Your dome.
Yeah. It can't be good for you.
No.
Whether it's, you know, like it's got to have some type of negative effect.
Dude.
It has to be.
Speaking of stuff that's not good for you,
Mm-hmm.
I have been feeding my children organic strawberries since they were infants.
Mm-hmm.
Driscoll organic strawberries.
Yeah.
Because in the off season, that's the only people that's making them.
Mm-hmm.
12 different types of pesticides. It's literally that area, Driscoll Farms
In California.
in California. It has a 35% increased rate of childhood cancer.
Holy crap.
Driscoll strawberries, organic
There's no such thing as organic.
in America.
There's
Yeah.
no such thing as organic in America.
There's no such thing.
Like, even if like it might be a little bit more organic, like, you know, like you can grow in your backyard, but still then you're talking about all the fertilizer, the stuff that's in the ground.
Exactly.
You talk about like, you know, the cows and what they're eating, whatever. It's like you can get a little more organic, but there's no such thing as organic.
Dude, like even if you grow it at home, like what you're saying, it's all been treated
Yeah.
with garbage.
Yeah.
And
even the corn in my corn feeders, the meat's not completely perfect.
Mm.
I'm in a tizzy, you guys.
It's nuts. It's wild.
Like
See-
literally, Jesus, come back right now.
But then we
Please.
also get so worried about all that stuff, and then like my mom's dad like ate a bologna sandwich on Wonder White bread with a Pepsi and a bag of Lay's for lunch every day of his freaking life, and he lived over 80.
Yeah, it's
He
crazy.
was
That's
just
like my
like-
grandfather. Yeah, my aunt says that my grandfather Voldemort came to get him, that he just evaporated.
But that's the thing. It's like it doesn't matter. Like I don't think longevity in life is the goal. It's just like we don't want to be poisoned
No, yeah, and
or
sick.
like sick or given junk that we don't want to eat.
Well,
Don't
yeah.
lie to us.
Yeah, if I'm paying for organic strawberries, I don't
Yeah,
want it
yeah,
to
yeah,
have
yeah.
garbage on it.
Mhm.
And it's just impossible to trust anything. I do think that it's better if you grow your own stuff because at least
Sure.
it's not getting sprayed
Yeah,
with
it's
garbage.
more organic. Yeah.
And so that's what we'll be doing.
There has to be such a crazy cultural shift, though. It's Dave something or other bread. It's like the better
Yeah.
bread in the grocery store. And then Target's close to our house. We go to Target all the time, but then they got organic bananas and regular bananas. And every time we buy the Dave's bread, I'm like looking at like the expiration date. I'm like, it expires in like 3 days. Like I got to eat this whole loaf in 3
Mhm.
days. And then
Yeah.
the bananas
Freezer.
too. It's like,
Yeah, you freeze the kind
Yeah.
of bread.
Also,
Can't
when
do
did
that.
milk expiration become like 2 months out?
Our organic
It
milk has
does
a
seem like
long
it's getting longer,
expiration.
right?
Yeah.
I've never had rotten eggs.
Oh, good.
I have.
I literally was just talking to Ada about a rotten egg we opened in your house.
I've never had that. Maybe we just go through them too fast. Then
know when it's rotten, too.
that's crazy.
The yolk was black.
Oh no, I've never. Yeah, that's the thing. Even as a kid, I was like, I've never like. I don't think I should try. I've never thought of like, oh, these eggs are expired. It's like I've never had a bad egg.
No, it's
Really bad
usually
eggs.
what would happen. How we got a rotten egg is that we had chickens, or it was your mom's chickens, and if
Yeah.
it sits out in
Oh,
the
yeah.
coop for too long,
Oh, yeah,
and you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
collect it in,
Also, if you wash the egg and put it on your counter,
Yeah.
yeah,
they'll make it go rotten.
if you wash
Oh really?
the
You
bloom,
just gotta keep them fresh.
You got to keep them fresh, and then when you're ready to cook it, then you wash the egg off.
Yeah. Interesting.
because
Did you
it
wash
has
it?
a protective bloom.
Huh?
You wash it before cooking?
Yeah, if it came straight out of a chicken's
From
butt.
a chicken.
Cracking
If
it
you
on your
keep-
skillet. You got all that stuff on the
I don't
outside
crack
of
it
it.
on the skillet. I just carefully crack it and open it.
if
do
you
you-
keep
where do you crack it?
chickens,
You
Andrew,
can get a little chicken poop flake in it.
On the side.
On your counter.
I do that too.
Nothing falls out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you wash it.
If you
He's saying you don't wash it, and then you're
I ain't
cracking
been-
it.
I
So
ain't
you
been-
have,
You just
Andrew,
give it a
it's
little
only
rinse.
if you keep chickens. If you buy
my
them
neighbor
from the
has my
grocery
neighbor
store,
keeps chickens.
Oh,
I get
okay.
fresh
Really?
eggs.
also people that wash their chicken.
Yeah,
That's
what the heck
crazy.
is
Yeah,
Wash
that?
your
my
chicken.
dad
Dude,
does that.
it's-
Apparently,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It's a huge thing.
My
it's
dad
not like
does it.
some
A
people.
lot of people
does?
do it.
Thousands upon thousands of people, and it's like you're not doing anything.
you're actually making it worse.
Yes.
Yeah, doesn't it invite more bacteria when you do
Actually.
that?
Bring anything into your sink. Yeah, absolutely. I know there's gonna be people like I wash my. It's gross.
Don't wash it.
It's like,
that's
oh yeah,
weird.
chicken
You wanna
slime is
touch your
gross. Yeah,
chicken
but
that much?
I'm cooking it.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
cooking
playing
it.
with it.
It's not a toy for my children. It's crazy.
Speaking of toy for children, can you tell us about these dolphins?
Dude, let me tell you about some dolphins. Kamikaze dolphins.
Pardon?
Yeah, that's what I said. So there was like a White House meeting or something. Pete Hegseth was talking, and one of the reporters like, "Hey, can you tell us a little bit more about these kamikaze dolphins?" And I said, "Pause. What are we talking about here? This is crazy." And so this isn't a new idea either. This has gone back to Vietnam times. Right now, currently, there are 85 bottlenose dolphins that are being employed by the U.S. Navy mammal program.
Is this confirmed?
110%, and like 50 sea lions. Okay,
What is that mean?
It's crazy. The rabbit hole with this is absolutely wild. So they first started using, that we know of, confirmed, in Vietnam. Back in the day, they would, no joke, use these dolphins, train them using their echolocation. They would strap sonar devices to them to go and find certain mines within lakes, rivers, oceans,
Right.
all this stuff. And so they would find these mines, and then they later trained these dolphins. Once they located them, because it would be murky, dirty water that you couldn't go down there and see anything. Those dolphins would go down there, come back up after confirming where these mines are. They would strap these little tiny explosive devices for the dolphins to place. It's like B7s, I think what they're called. Place them on their nose with a little tube and everything. They'd go down there. They'd place them gently next to the mines.
Oh my gosh.
And then 10, 15 hours later, kaboom, and they're gone. The dolphins are fine, right?
That's
They're
what
good.
I thought you were about to say.
No. The dolphins are fine. And, in Vietnam, and they even use these in Iraq and everything. They would literally go through and use their echolocation to put bombs on the hulls of ships, place them there. And it's incredible. And it's super, super wild. But now they're talking about kamikaze dolphins, where you literally strap a larger explosive to a dolphin. And the Soviet Russians have done this. They put literally bombs on these dolphins, and they run them into either mines or to ships, and that's what makes them explode.
That's terrible.
And the dolphins die. It's awful.
What does PETA have to say about this?
I mean, they can't do nothing
What does
about
Peter
it.
Hegseth have to say about this?
Oh, Peter Hegseth.
He says, can you give me more animals?
No, but that's the clip I saw where he was being questioned about, the reporter's like, can you tell us about these kamikaze dolphins? And he's like, I can neither confirm nor deny these kamikaze dolphins.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he
and
says-
they're not real, but he just loves that hot take.
Yeah.
And he said, I think he said, they have them, but we can't, confirm or deny the word we have them, anything like that. But they literally train these things for years. And it's just basically a bomb dog, a SWAT dog. But it's
Dang.
for mammals, right? And now this opens the whole theory, because you always talk about dolphins. Someone's going to comment, this is why it's illegal to talk to dolphins. And I looked it up. There is very loose language. It is a federal offense to interact with a dolphin in any way without beyond the confines of what's
A
structured.
dolphin show?
Yeah, like that, or you're swimming with dolphin, whatever. And this pinpoints back to this right here, where they're training dolphins, and you don't know which dolphins they're training.
Oh.
And when dolphins, yes, they are very smart. They're very intelligent. Their brains are double the size of ours, but they get very easily distracted. They're like a 6-year-old kid. You tell them to do something, they're going to do it, but then something shinier or brighter has over here. It's I'm going to go that way. And so you don't
put
interact.
my bomb on that cruise ship.
Yeah. Or this little kid that's surfing, whatever it may be. And so that is literally, it's a federal offense to interact, and they even communicate, they say. And there's been people that get in trouble. That's the loose language. They don't say communicate, but people have gotten in trouble with being on the side of a boat and just not even touching the dolphin, but interacting and talking with it. Yes.
They've gotten in trouble for
People
that?
have gotten in trouble.
You can't talk to that dolphin.
Let me look up. It's
I'll look
I
it
got the certain act. I got it here screenshotted.
Just
The
pull out-
marine
they're just
mam.
Stop talking to that dolphin right now!
Put your hands up.
What'd you say to that dolphin? Interrogation. The Marine Mammal Protection Act. And unknowingly harassing, hunting, capturing, or killing. So obviously the hunting, capturing, killing, that's obvious.
Yeah.
But the harassing, that's where the loose language comes in, and they can get you for literally anything.
Oh my gosh.
And so I think that's what a lot of people are saying, is that when they're training these dolphins, they're not labeling which dolphin they're training or stuff like that. They've got trackers, whatever, but it's if you as a human come up with a dolphin that they're interacting with, it's that can compromise a lot of what they've got going on.
Wow.
So crazy.
That is so interesting, because you would
Absolutely
think
wild.
that they would keep them kind of like a government SeaWorld, where they would put them in a big thing and train them there, but they're keeping them wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need them in the open ocean.
Yeah.
Observing.
Dude, what
Word.
if all of the orca attacks were training's gone wrong?
Ooh,
We
yeah.
tried to upgrade to orca.
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
Interesting.
That'd be terrifying.
Taking the livers out of people. Oh my gosh.
I like the way your brain works, Andrew. That's a good theory.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They have pods that they show in Soviet Russia. They would have pods where they would keep these dolphins, and there's even U.S. Navy guys who have came out and talked about it when they're training, and they no joke, they do their best. It's like hide and seek training. So the guys will dive down, and they attach these glow sticks basically to this dolphin. You go down and you hide from this dolphin, and the longer the better. And so the guys go down there, they're hiding, and then suddenly,
Oh my gosh.
this thing just zooms by, this light, and you're like, I think we got him. And then suddenly he zooms right back, and you're like, oh, I don't think he can see us. And then suddenly this guy comes up, dolphin flies at him, hitting him in the nose. 2 weeks, 2 black eyes.
Oh, they're so smart.
They're
dude.
so smart, and they can see
And they're
everything.
fast.
I mean, they're
They're so
incredibly fast. They're incredibly intelligent, and it's like, of course, we would use them for weapons. As a bad guy, you're like, yes, it's like freaking sharks with laser beams, right?
Mhm.
Like it's.
Yeah, like
yes.
freaking sharks with laser
This
beams
is-
attached to their freaking heads.
We've got dolphins with bombs on their noses. It's the craziest thing.
Dude,
That's
they-
from Austin Powers, by the way.
Yeah, they actually
Haven't
said
seen
that
it.
at that White House briefing.
They
or
quoted
whatever.
it. He's like,
Oh, really?
the Pentagon.
But that was also probably to downplay it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think Kamikaze Dolphin
Dude,
is a
that-
great T-shirt, by
that-
the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great
Yeah.
T-shirt
Yeah.
with letters like the Japanese letter Kamikaze Dolphin.
Yeah, holding like
Dolphins. That's our dolphin or alien shirt.
Okay.
Oh,
It
dude,
could
you're
be,
cooking.
It
You're
could
cooking.
be my kamikaze dolphin is better
My
than your
kamikaze.
my kamikaze dolphin is better than your toy poodle or something like that, like a pet
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Anywho, this segment, what you have just brought to light, if I can encourage our viewers,
Wait,
if
wait,
you
wait.
can-
Let me just say this real quick because this is a great idea for a T-shirt. Instead of the "Don't tread on me," it's the dolphin that says "Don't talk to me."
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
All right,
We're
sorry, keep
doing
No,
it.
no, it's ruined.
No,
It
Don't
is.
you dare.
I had to say that, otherwise I would forget
Imagine
it.
if
Well,
he did
I
that
had
every
to say
time
what
you.
I was gonna say, or I would forget it.
Imagine if he did that to you every time you interrupted him. He just said, "You know what? I don't want to talk anymore." All right, finish your thought.
What I was gonna say is, if you can imagine it, it's happening.
Yeah.
That's what,
Yes.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, anything is possible at this point.
Yeah.
The-
Are dolphins being used as like weapons? Yeah, they are. Of course they are.
Imagine looking at the world that way. If you go out and you're on a cruise with your family and you're like, that could be a weapon. That could be a weapon. Instead of like appreciating the world, that's sad.
I'd
Yeah.
be a wealthy man.
Like looking at an atom bomb and saying, "I bet penguins made this." You know,
Dude, dolphins have a documented like dark sense of humor though. Like my buddy was diving under the Destin Bridge, just like checking out fish, and this dolphin kept on appearing directly behind him. Like he'd turn around slowly, and it wasn't like hovering like a fish. It'd be vertical, like this, like cocked, and it'd like freak him out, and then it would dart off, but it kept doing it to him. It like sent him out of the water.
Yeah, dolphins
They just
scare
wanna
me a
play.
little bit.
Dude, I've been surfing and I'm like, I can't tell what that is. And it turned not chasing fish. And it did it to me. I mean, the fastest I've ever seen something move in the water, and gut like I'm about to get impaled. And then just at the last second veered off. And I was like, what a weird thing to happen. Freaked me out. And then I saw it happen to other people in the water.
it's just playing with people.
Yeah,
dude.
just like, this is fun. People
Bro.
are freaking out.
Did you see that video of the guys? What's that? You're on a surfboard and it goes up like this.
Like the hydro or the
It's like the epitome.
Was it-
of-
was it fake?
It's real.
No, it's real.
It's real
No,
surfing.
no, the footage with the shark chasing him.
A shark.
Oh, I don't,
like,
yeah, I've
literally
seen that. Foil boarding is what it's called.
Foil boarding. I knew it had something to do with foil.
It's
This
real.
morning.
It's real surfing. Like it's the next
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if
No,
you can't
the-
actually surf,
Yeah.
I mean, like if you
can't
can't surf, that's the next level. And if you can't do that, then you just stick to
Yeah,
lame surfing.
foil boarding is like that's the next generation of true surfers.
This shark
Wallow,
was
brother.
maybe a great white, maybe a bull shark. It was
For sure,
huge.
great white.
It was
Yeah, tiger or
humongous.
white. I don't remember.
It was
but
ginormous, and it was
yeah.
chasing the dude, and the
I seen
guy
the clip. Yeah, yeah.
is going right beside him, and he's like, "Don't fall off."
And then he sits. He
And then-
stops.
I
The other
didn't
guy.
see that. But the guy, he like stumbled for a second, but this shark's just going, like just chasing
No.
him.
The
thank you.
biggest shark in the world.
Huge.
I
That's
will
amazing.
say those dudes, I like the use of foiling for that. So they're island hopping and they're trying to ride like the windblown swells. It's kind of like a means of transportation. But,
Foil boys.
dude, when have you seen like injuries, people trying to do it and those things come out of the water?
Slash ya.
Dude, I've literally, I was surfing, I was at Sunglow over like on the way down to Ponce Inlet.
Krabby Joe's.
And this dude is like doing his thing. And I'm like, that's cool. And so, you bob a wave kind of, you can't see him because the next wave comes up. And then he comes up and I'm like, the dude's 20 feet in front of me, pumping, looking like a goof, and literally just loses it, flips upside down, board kind of like, I mean, you're looking at the blade out the water 20 feet away. And I'm like, what on earth are you doing? Like, how is this okay to be this close to me?
Cut someone's head off.
I'm watching the video right now. That is so scary because they're
Oh,
like
it's nuts.
They're not near land.
Yeah, send that to the group so
Yeah.
Andrew can post it on the.
Oh my
while we're talking about
goodness, dude. That's so
Um,
scary.
Do you guys want a story about speaking of Hantavirus and strawberries that give you cancer?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
This is a story from my brother.
Ooh, hi Taylor.
Taylor.
Gave me this story, very fun story, very crazy story about Roman soldiers that were defeated by honey.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Very fun.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, I'm going to mispronounce everything in this story.
Is it in Italian?
No, it's this. So Rome. It was happening during the Mithridatic War. The Mithridatic War. So Rome was fighting Mithridates, the sixth, Jupiter.
Yupator.
That was pretty good, actually.
Was that
Really
Russian?
good.
I don't know what he is.
Yupatori.
What time period is this?
Mithridates. Whenever the Romans were around, I don't know.
They're still around today.
It was in the, I think, the BC era. But Mithridates, he was this king that was like the thorn in Rome's side.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me look. Can you look up, Andrew, where he was from? Mithridates?
Yeah, it's easy spelling.
Mithridates.
That actually was.
The 6th, right?
The sixth. But
Pontus.
what was it?
Kingdom of Pontus.
Pontus. What is that?
Northern Anatolia.
What is that today?
Turkey,
Okay.
maybe?
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is. It is Turkey. Yeah.
Dude, Turkey looked like the faux shizzle.
Yeah, Turkey was wild back in the day.
They're
It still
crazy.
is.
Crazy.
So these Romans were fighting Mithridates, and this king. So some backstory on this king. His father was the king. His father was killed by being poisoned. And so Mithridates was the next in line
Mm-hmm.
and was constantly trying to be assassinated by people in the kingdom and even his own mother,
Ooh.
primarily by poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
So he was so crazy about being poisoning that he decided to take upon himself to microdose poisoning
Genius. We should start doing that.
and built an he built a tolerance tolerance to poisons.
Whoa.
But in this, he just became like one of the first chemists like of the world.
Yeah.
But what he did was there was a group of Roman soldiers, about 1,000 of them, that were making their way towards Mithridates and his kingdom in these villages. And so what Mithridates did was he had these villagers take what is called mad honey and place it along the road, these mad honeycombs along the road. And when you consume it, it's not an instant thing, but when you consume it, it contains Grea non-toxin. But what this does is it creates dizziness, vomiting, slow heart rate, and hallucinations.
What
Oh
a-
my gosh.
What a wild way to go.
Like the wasp thing from Vice?
The bee thing?
Yeah.
Because wasps don't produce honey.
Whatever, Josh. You know what I'm talking about?
Wasps.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. I think it could possibly be that, or they made their own honey. Like they
Oh, okay.
had the bees like pollinate with certain plants and whatnot
Mm.
to make this mad honey. Anyways, they set it out on the road. And so they're like, retreat. And so the Roman soldiers are like, these guys, they're afraid of us. And I go,
Yeah.
look at honey, let's eat it.
Oh,
So all these Roman soldiers ate it. They were tripping out of their minds, throwing up, dizzy. They came back, killed all the Romans.
Oh,
Holy
my
moly.
Word. Good thinking.
I mean, that's good. They're defenseless at that point.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
they massacred 1,000 Roman soldiers in that battle just by mad honey. But what's crazy, this is the first known recorded chemical or biological warfare.
Mhm.
Wow.
So like that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. But Mithridates, 134 BC. So that's when he was. Backing up.
Great.
He was overtaken by Rome finally,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I don't want to be taken by them. I'm going to
Yeah.
myself. So what he tries to do is poison himself.
Oh my man, he's been microdosing this whole
He
time.
can't,
Oh,
he
no.
can't get rid of himself by poisoning.
Oh yeah.
He tries. Nothing is affecting him.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, I'm
then-
just too good.
Yeah.
That was too good. Dang it.
So he has his bodyguard.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And that is
Wow.
the story of Mithridates.
Dude,
And his
Jeez.
mad honey.
It causes double vision, muscular, like you lose control of everything. There's like other neurological stuff and like low blood pressure. So you're
Mhm.
literally just like can't control yourself and see in two, and you're just like trying to defend while, off your rocker.
There's no such thing as free honey.
But it's apparently it's a honey off of a certain plant.
That's crazy.
Oh, this is fun. In fact, I forgot to leave out. He developed a complex antidote called Mithridatium,
Mhm.
Cool.
said to contain dozens of ingredients, herbs, resins, maybe even some snake venom, later adapted by the Romans into theriac. How do you say that? Theriac use for centuries. So
Mhm.
like as an anti-venom.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Like for centuries they used his potion
Wow.
to like
That's
So
great.
if you get poisoned, you take this stuff.
Wow. Yeah. Anti-venom, dude.
Yeah.
I
We
get.
should start microdosing Hantavirus.
Mm.
I mean,
That's
what are we
what I'm
doing?
saying. Just start kissing some rats.
Yeah.
I've been killing rats in my garage, so
Yeah,
bring
dude.
them in.
What were you saying, Lil?
I was thinking about, because we're talking about anti-venom, I have a very overactive imagination about terrible things that can happen. Maybe it's unresolved postpartum anxiety.
Good self-awareness.
Thank you. I'm so scared that my children are going to be bit by a water moccasin at our lake and that our local hospital won't have a moccasin anti-venom. I've been thinking about calling them and asking them to stock
Yeah.
anti-venom for moccasins
Yeah.
in the event. Maybe we could stock it and I could become a chemist and figure out what kind of dosage they need for anti-venom.
I think they're going to have a lot of questions.
That's,
They're like, are you
I was
planning
like,
on
this is
poisoning
like-
a bunch of kids or something?
Yeah.
And I only think about that because of that gentleman. This is so sad, but and friends with Kyle Gray, who passed away because he got malaria and came to America and they couldn't figure out what was going on with him. And by the time they figured out that it was malaria, it was too late because none of the hospitals stock a cure for malaria, even though there is a cure. The closest one was in like Tennessee. And I'm like, malaria is a huge threat to the world population. Why doesn't every hospital have a malaria cure?
That's
Dang.
actually.
Or like, yeah, malaria button. Like,
I
Yeah.
promise you, Central Florida has moccasin antivenom.
For sure.
Okay,
and if
cool.
not, they'd airlift you to like Orlando where they for sure have
sure.
Is it going to
have
be
it.
fast enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
Promise you.
Yeah. It's not like a kind of thing. It's like your leg starts swelling
You got
up.
time.
Okay.
My
You got
leg-
like dudes get like bit hunting way out in the woods and have time to
Yeah.
keep their heart rate low and get back.
I'm an extremely paranoid person.
No.
No, she's not.
I don't think so.
Speaking of being extremely paranoid, I want to connect your story of the Lecce
Mhm.
to native Alaskan culture across the
Ooh.
Bering Strait because they have something that's almost identical.
That's pretty close to Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
And isn't it weird? In a completely different time across the sea, they have the same stories of very similar cryptids. So
Yeah.
I'm going to just tell the story. I'll give you the name later. There's a fisherman near Sitka. He's native. And he's checking his crab pots. He's going along the shoreline. And he said there's like a fog that rolled in. Now, this is part of their oral tradition. So there's no name to this man. Take it or leave it. But this is how the story they tell goes. And so the fog rolls in. He's working. He hears what sounded like a child crying from the tree line. And so he quits with his crabbing. He docks his boat on the shore. It didn't make sense. There was no houses, no camps. He's out in the wilderness, like far away from everything. He ignored it at first. He's like, maybe it's like a weird bird or something that's like just messing with my head and I heard it weird, but it gets louder and louder. And it seemed like it was being carried in on the fog. He was like, all right, this is weird. So he hears it. This time it's clear. And then instead of just a baby crying, he begins to hear a kid's voice. And he's like, and then he starts to distinguish language in the sound. He's like, it's a kid calling for help. So he walks a little closer on the shore to the wood line. He's trying to see into the trees, like, cautiously, but he's like, what's over here? And the crying stops as he approaches the trees. And instead of the kid's voice calling for help, the voice changes a little. And he heard his brother's voice, clear as day, calling his name, asking him to come in deeper.
Oh my goodness. And he's like lives near his brother. Like they hunt together or what?
Doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense. So that's when he said it hit him. He's like, he said it wasn't like fear, but just like an uncanny feeling, basically is how he described it, or how they tell it. More like something something didn't belong. He later described it as realizing he says he was being pulled into the forest. Like not physically, but there was this emotional thing that was happening.
Like
it was
hypnotized.
where it was like I'm gonna play on every human emotion you have to make you feel like it's your responsibility to come deeper into the woods. Like that's how it played. So it starts as a baby. I need to protect this baby. And then it's a kid. Help! I can help a kid. And now it's like, okay, he's not coming in. Let's go personal. Like I'm gonna use the voice of his brother, and then it pulls him deeper in. And so right as soon as he like it all kind of clicks to him before he steps in the woods, he's like, I remember the stories of my ancestors. And it's called the Kushtaka. And instead of going toward the voice, he turned around, got back in his boat, hauled off. And as soon as he pushed off, he said he saw movement on the shoreline, low, dark shapes moving away that weren't quite human or quite animal. There wasn't a clear face, wasn't a clear form. It was just something watching, but as soon as he pushed off from the shore, the voices stopped. Oh. So the entire time they were calling, and then getting louder and starting to stir. And as soon as he pushed away, they gave up. And so there's this legend of a creature that's half like otter, half human, and can become either fully otter or fully human, or a mix of the two. But it kind of does the same emotional thing. It kind of protects the forest in the same sort of way. I just think it's really crazy that they have the same stories of the same tools to lure people deeper into the forest in Alaska with their native people as they do in Russia with the Lecce. It's absolutely insane. I'm trying to remember the name of the creature. They put them on totems. I don't know how to say this. These stories come from the Tlingit, Tlingit people and other southeastern Alaskan groups. Cool. But these are some of the forms that are associated with, I believe, with these stories.
That doesn't look like an otter.
Talk about
gosh, scary.
Otters are
how about
cute.
the face opening up?
Yeah,
one?
That's terrifying. Could you imagine?
That's not there's another thing I had that is connected to that in the Lecce as well. It's in the Appalachian Mountains. And they call them, it's basically a broad term, but they call it the don't look at them. Don't look at it entities.
Oh my gosh, I'm covered in goosebumps.
That is a great theory for a horror movie.
But they said the quote is, if you hear or sense something out there, don't look at it.
Oh my gosh.
And the common traits of the don't look at it entities, they call your name from the woods, mimicking someone that you know, making strange noises that are just off the trail. But these stories come from like Scots, Irish, English folklore, German immigrants, and indigenous Appalachian beliefs.
Okay.
So it's not just like one group of people.
Yeah, it's everybody that lived in Appalachia then.
Yeah.
Like immigrated or born. Wow.
But basically these things, they mimic people. And if you look at them, people disappear.
Oh my gosh.
And what's so creepy too is that, like, I think we've talked about it before, the Appalachian Mountains are like some of the oldest mountains in the world.
They're scary. A lot of scary tales. Dude.
And so it's like you get these stories primarily from the Europe, Asia area, right? They believe at some point the Appalachian Mountains were like a part of like up there by England and stuff, and it just split.
Wow. Shut the front door.
So it's like, could something have been carried over?
This dude don't even know about Pangea.
Don't know about Pangea. But yeah, they have a couple of theories of like what they could be. They call it like spirits or haints. Is that a thing?
Oh my gosh, yes, we talked about that from Sinners.
She thought it was a haint, but then it turns out to be vampires.
Yeah, it's a haint. But there's listen, I was telling you the other day about the southern porches. It's a thing, an old thing that we would do as
With
Southerners. You paint the ceiling of your porch blue to protect from haints. What's a haint? Can somebody cover that next week?
I hate no. Also, that's silly because we got Jesus.
I got that blood above my door frame.
I'm scared.
And my windows are crooked.
But the indigenous
Yeah.
people believe that they were forest spirits, trickster beings, or territorial entities, which lines up with the
Yep.
Lechi in this thing.
Yeah.
Don't they call them mimics too? Isn't that something out of
yes.
Appalachia?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Did you see that video?
That's
Ugh.
very scary.
Did you see that video of the girl? I bet it was made up, but it haunted me for so long. And Josh had seen it too, and I couldn't even get the words out. I was so scared to talk to him about it. But the girl was in her barn at nighttime in Appalachia, feeding like her cow or her pig, and she hears a rustle. She pans up. Oh my gosh, I'm scared talking about this. She pans up, and it's her in the corner facing the wall like Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch, baby.
And she goes, and she's like backing up and running out.
She runs her car.
Runs to her car.
Car doesn't start.
Doesn't start.
Oh no.
And all the comments are like, "That's a mimic. That's a mimic." And
Yeah.
I'm like, Josh, it's a mimic.
Yeah. And there's what's the rule for? Is it don't look at it, or is there something? I think there's a rule with mimics, like you're not allowed to talk to them or call. There's
I thought
something
it was the
with them.
opposite. I thought you did call them out.
I can't
Like
remember.
I know what you are.
Oh my gosh, I'd say I
That's like the
rebuke you in the
Skinwalker
name of
stuff, but-
Jesus.
Yeah, do the
There's-
sign of the cross.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up.
yeah. We'll dive into mimics and haints. I feel like that's a good little deep
Haint
dive.
sounds like it's so close to a derogatory term, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels bad to say it.
Yeah.
I will take an anti-anxiety for that episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So warn me ahead of time.
Speaking of anti-anxiety for an episode, we got an episode right after this, folks, on patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies. Our dolphins, our aliens, half episodes, baby.
Yes. We talk about things that we didn't cover on here. It's a little more fun, a little more lax. Lily lets everything fly on there.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
true.
Patreon, babe.
It's Patreon.
Hey.
And guess what I'm going to be talking about?
What you can talk about?
So last week on our Patreon episode, our homeboy Keith, he gave us these MetaZoo cards. They're cryptids.
Yes.
And we pulled a pack yesterday, and I chose a cryptid out of it to talk about.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
I wanna
and I'm
talk
going to
about-
pull more
Hey, every week.
every week.
Lily.
I'm going to talk about Elvis being an occult wizard.
Ooh.
All right. I like that.
So yeah, guys, go to patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies.
We got some things happening there in the next couple weeks, next month.
Yeah.
Some changes are going to be happening. Good changes.
Yeah.
Good changes.
Yes.
Really awesome changes.
Yes.
Unless you're an editor.
But hopefully we got a new shirt coming through Dolphins Aliens. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
go ahead.
ahead.
Go,
Your turn.
Go to
Sunday
something cool.
SundayCoolSwag.com. Get Ninja merch. If you love the podcast, you're going to love our merch.
Or if your organization, your company, whatever, orders custom apparel, custom t-shirts, hats, stickers, whatever, go to SundayCool.com and start your order today.
You go to a school, you know somebody that runs a business, you go to your favorite restaurant, they sell merch and hats and stuff. Guess what? Tell them about Sunday Cool. Let us print their shirts and their hats and their stickers. We can do it.
Everybody's had like that conversation. We're like, oh, that'd be sick on a shirt. Cool thing is we have artists here. So all you have to do is say, I want this on a shirt, and we can do it.
Well
Yes.
said,
Right.
Andrew.
Yes.
All right,
Lily,
guys.
what do you have to say
About Sunday Cool?
about anything? Final words.
Oh my gosh. Happy to be here. Happy to be alive.
Accepting award.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to plug this real quick. Well, I'll give you some time. You ready? You got like
I'm
15
done. Go
seconds.
ahead.
No, you got 15 seconds to come up with your words. I think you guys might have encountered a mimic as I'm reading
Ooh,
what they do.
shut up.
And I'm going to talk about it on Patreon.
Ew.
Ew.
Fun.
All right.
All right. We love you. Jesus loves you. We'll
Yes,
see you on
bye-bye.
Patreon. Mwah.
Not even joking.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I want to hear it.
What you're about to see may disturb you.
If any of you know what these multi-decade UAP dolphins are, aliens, bottlenose fish sticks.
There's a massive police response.
Dolphin style attack!